Hello everyone, and welcome to a layout update of Chirk Lane. Going to be showing you all the work I've been doing over the last couple of weeks since the last update. I've been doing quite a lot of work. The platform is in place. Finished laying all the track on the second fiddle yard, which is now complete. I've started the bridge. I've started doing the concrete for the wagon works. I've been fitting signals. I've started on the hill of the layout, and I've also got a few new arrivals. Well, one big one. Few small ones. So let me show you around. Okay, so here is the platform. It's not finished at all. As you can see, there's bits that are darker than others. The edge isn't weathered or anything like that. But I've got the lamppost in place. They're a nightmare to paint. Took me ages, but I got there. So I'm busy making the station to go along the back, and yeah, then I just need to continue weathering it all up and painting it. I'm not too sure about the shelters. They look a bit big. I'll have to think about that. So as I was saying, I've also installed DCC light signals to layout. I've bought 3. I've only installed 2. They're not hard at all to install, they're just a bit fiddly. Because these are the what's the name? I can't remember the model maker. It's the ones you can clip under to the rail, but that doesn't look very good. So I decided to clip that off and wire them in under the layout. So it's a bit fiddly just soldering everything, but they work really well. The red and the green are perfect, as you can see. The yellow, it's not that good. From where you're looking now, it's okay, but when you are looking at it from a different angle, red and green are the best. So I have one here, and we have one that will be going there. It's not installed, and one all the way down there. So as I was also saying, I've started laying concrete, well, polyfiller, where the wagon works is going to go. I've laid, I think, 2 layers down for the moment. So I need to start leveling it out and then paint it. I've repainted this gangway, that's what it's called, which was very fiddly as well. And I've put the fueling point here for the moment. I'm not too sure about it, because it's all a bit squashed in here. I don't know yet. I might have it somewhere else. In the background, you can see we have a signal box by Hornby, I believe. Wasn't expensive at all, and it was the kind of size I was looking for, so that was perfect. Moving along. What's that? I've started building the bridge. It's going to go over the layout. It's not at all finished. It's my first scratch built, well, anything on the layout, sort of building wise. So it doesn't look too bad. Okay, it's not perfect, but you know. It's fell on the floor several times because I was painting it so it's on its side, and I'd turn around and knock it a bit and it would fall on the floor and everything would come off. So it's been rebuilt a couple of times already. So hopefully I'll have another coat of red on there at one point. I don't know if I'm going to put lampposts on it. It might make it look a bit too high. Have to think about that. Okay, so as you can see, I've started laying the hill of the layout as it approaches the tunnel. So we've got a gradual climb. You may think this one's a bit too over the top. Me too, I didn't want it as big, but I was using the product which is basically polystyrene liquid, and it expands once you've got it out of the bottle. And at the beginning it was not at all that high, and I formed it and all, and I looked at it and thought, oh, that's great, and came back an hour later and it looked like some kind of cloud had grown over the tunnel mouth. But anyway, I think we can work around it. Foliage. So that's the tunnel mouth. It is a Pico one. The colour was horrible when it got here, and they tried to weather it, but it wasn't that good. So I repainted it and weathered it, and managed to get polystyrene all over it. So I'm going to have to repaint it again a bit. And there's the second DCC signal. Moving on, I don't know if you remember, I said I was going to continue the track along here. Well, I haven't. I've decided to go around a bit and have the second fiddle yard here. So it's not the same height, so there is a small height change, and then it opens up into a 4-lane fiddle yard. So in the new fiddle yard we have a new arrival, a Class 67 in a Riva Trains Wales. It's a great model, runs fine. The only problem I have with it is the couplings. Come on, Hornby. I'm using your MK3s, and you can't even make the same couplings to fit on your own locomotives. They're the same type of couplings. Don't know if you can see down there. But the locking arm isn't the same length as the MK3 ones, so they don't connect basically. But luckily Hornby give you couplings for the front and the back of the locomotive. So I took the locking arm from the other coupling and put it on this MK3 for the moment. And the other problem with the coupling is that Hornby have used their mechanism where the coupling turns with a spring, which is great, apart from the fact that it does tend to push it down, and this means when the locomotive's going backwards, which means it's pushing the train, the system tends to go under it, under the one of the carriage, and you end up with something a bit like that. I don't know if you can see. Probably can't. Which means derailments, and obviously when the train stops and goes the other way, it leaves the carriages behind. So I might have to find a solution for this. But anyway, it's a great locomotive. I'm very happy with it. My other two buys are two BDAs in EWS livery. They're £12 on Hattons each, which is quite good. So I bought them to go with the load haul one and the cargo wagon over there. The other thing I've been doing lately is rewiring the lights for my Hornby Class 56. As you'll know, if you have one of these, the older versions, the connection between the body and the frame for the lights is not very good. So when you put the body back on, they don't tend to connect and you don't have the lights working. So what I've done is just taken the shell off and wired the two connections together, so that we have a reliable connection and lights working in both directions, basically, on both sides of the locomotive. So I hope you've enjoyed this layout update. If you have any questions or suggestions, I'm open to hear them. I'd like to thank all the people that have been subscribing lately. I've had a lot of them lately, but I'd also like to thank my old subscribers who have kept with me since the beginning, and thank you for all the comments you've been leaving and the likes. I'll be posting a video shortly to thank you all of trains running on the new layout. So I'll see you soon with another update. Take care.